Hey guys, I'm Alex Gum. Welcome to another Pokemon Go video. We are going to rank every Pokemon Go event in January from worst to best. These are the events will determine how things are starting the new year. And we're also looking forward to seeing what is happening during February, which, I'm posting on February 1st, but still. We're ranking these events based on my opinion, but mostly we're looking at factors of bonuses, features, we could talk about shiny odds, maybe some incredible gameplay. If there were no technical issues, we can consider monetization content. There is a lot to consider when we're ranking these events. But before we talk about the worst events, because that's how we're going to start this video, make sure you guys subscribe if you're brand new, hit the notification bell, because when a new video comes out tomorrow, you will be the first to check it out. But only if you hit notification bell so you can be notified before others. And make sure you guys let us know in the comments below which Pokemon Go event was your favorite or least favorite in the month of January. So now let's talk about number 11, which is the worst. Number 11, in my opinion, would have to be the worst event of January in Pokemon Go, and that event is the Into the Depths event, or I would like to call it Into Shallow Waters, because it was completely watered down. I'm so sorry. Can we figure out why they want us to go out in the winter to do routes when we barely do routes? And why would we explore 3 kilometers for a field research task? There were so many other ways we can get Glimmet in Pokemon Go easily. We can include it in eggs. We can include it in the wild, because when you're doing routes, you're not guaranteed a Glimmet encounter. And if you did get some Glimmets, you probably didn't get a lot. And then the spawns, oh my god, this is why Glimmet should have been in the wild, because the spawns, aside from Dunsparce, were so bad. Not only they were so random, they picked garbage, and they picked specific garbage to be shiny boosted like Diglett and Yungoos. I'm pretty sure we all have those shinies already. So honestly, I'm just glad that it's over. At number 10, we have Dynamax Ho-Oh Max Battle Weekend. I have never been so stressed out about a Dynamax Legendary until I went face to face with Dynamax Ho-Oh. Oh my god, it was a nightmare. I would never expect Dynamax Ho to be that bulky. Also, you're gonna let it spam Solar Beam and Earthquake? And I'm sorry, you cannot one-shot a Dynamax Blissey with Brave Bird. I refuse to accept that. Also, can we talk about how we have way better fire types like Gigantamax Charizard, or the number 1 attacker, which is Gigantamax Cinderace? And then we also have Shadow Ho-Oh that's going to appear during the Road to Kalos. So what was the point of having that featured if we're gonna have Ho-Oh again, but more relevant? Coming at number 9 is Kyurem Fusion Raid Day. I will admit it was very problematic, but I don't think it was the worst event, because it was something that we actually went out for, because Kyurem's fusions forms were actually the top ice type attackers, and of course it was a great opportunity to get some fusion energy. But again, there were problems. Number 1, it's the fact that we were having difficulties trying to catch Kyurem. The rates for the catching rates were just so terrible. I've noticed that if it doesn't have the exclusive move Glaciate, it was easy to catch. If it does, it would be hard. Also, it's not guaranteed to have Glaciate, so I thought that was another problem. And if we want to get fusion energy and more encounters with Kyurem, don't you think that we should excuse Reshiram and Zekrom from raids? Because that took the majority of raids, especially for rural areas and for those that just already did raids back in December. Zekrom was in raids for a week, Reshiram for another, and then Kyurem again, and then we had this raid day. But I will admit, we had some problematic raid days last year, specifically Origin Form Raid Day. And that was when the shiny odds were not on, and Mega Rayquaza Raid Day, where we're constantly getting kicked out. But we didn't experience that, so I'm gonna let that slide. Coming at number 8 is the New Year's 2026 event. Yeah, this technically did start on December 31st, but it's mainly for January, because that's New Year's Day, and I already made a December ranking before that event came out. But the reason why it's so low is because we have repeated costume Pokemon, and they secretly shiny boosted Hoothoot again and Jigglypuff again, and we already had that the year prior. So like, yeah, the Pikachu with the hat that we haven't had in a few years was interesting, but like, it just kind of felt like copy and paste from 2025. Coming at number 7 is the Precious Pals event. It was okay. I mean, we got a new shiny, which is great. I mean, I thought the only problem with this is the fact that 2-kilometer eggs were not guaranteed. Like, yeah, if Pokemon are featured in 2-kilometer eggs during the event, expect a lot of 10-kilometer eggs that you cannot delete. That is what's problematic. And then, of course, there were other events that feature Pokemon in eggs, but this one didn't have the 1/2 hatch distance bonus. And that was so problematic if you have 5 and 10Ks from epically failing at receiving a 2K. That was the biggest thing for me. And also, the spawns were all right. You know, they were there. Goldeen was a random shiny to be featured. I mean, we got a couple, I can't complain. Coming at number 6 is Piplup Community Day Classic. The only reason why I put it in the middle of the list is because some trainers went for it and some didn't. It was kind of like a mid-mix calm day, because although Piplup is an iconic Pokemon, and Empoleon is not really a top water type attacker, and if it was relevant, we even have more water type starters that are more relevant than Empoleon, even with Hydro Cannon. But I mean, Piplup is cute. I mean, it was nice, but nothing bad. It's just not much hype. Coming at number 5 is Precious Pals Taking Over. I would have ranked this up a little bit higher because they did feature some really good Shadow Pokemon debuting, such as the Kalos starters, especially Froakie. That was awesome. I also felt like at the same time, however, it was difficult to find those starters. Yes, you can still find them from Team Go Rocket grunts before March. It's just that when you have a 3-day window, I'm sorry, that's just not enough time to try to like get a lot of the encounters of Shadow Pokemon that you need. I just felt like this could have been a little bit longer. Other than that, I thought everything else during this Taking Over event was not bad at all. Coming at number 4 is Pinch Perfect. We have a brand new shiny, and it was shiny Delmise, and it was appropriately in field research and 3-star raids. Easy to take down, easy to obtain. I know that if you don't have like a lot of raid passes, you probably have the disadvantage, but that was awesome. Also, 3 shiny boosted Pokemon, and the fact that they were all staggered on different days, I think that gets some extra points because that gets trainers out to get those time research each day and get different encounters each day. That kind of raises up the participation level, so that's why I was more critical about this rating. However, I feel like the biggest issue was Cloth. I felt like that could have been a 3-star raid boss. I know that's a controversial opinion, but at least it was more accessible than trying to find a win or raid task, which is like 50-50 with Delmise. But like, you wanted to do raids at the same time to get odds for shiny Delmise? It's a whole weird thing. Cloth, yeah, nothing interesting, it's just a cool Pokemon. I just think we could have got it differently. Other than that, it was awesome. It's not Pinch Perfect, but it was good enough. Coming at number 3 is the High Zaptitude event. Shiny Tadpole finally made his Pokemon Go debut. Unlike the Precious Pals events, I think it's if you bought the ticket or if you finished the global challenge, which you just had to do like, I forgot what it was. But you do get a chance to get 1 kilometer when you incubate an egg for something, and that's how you're able to get the 2-kilometer eggs to catch into Tadpole. And I thought it was easier to get 2Ks from this event, unlike the Precious Pals. Also, by completing the global challenges, we unlocked a lot of bonuses, including the debut of Wattrel, which you evolved into Kilowattrel. It's not meta relevant, or at least not as meta relevant, but it is a cool Pokemon, and I would have put it at number 1. But Zaptitude is the dumbest dad joke of a name for a Pokemon Go event. Other than that, it was nice. Number 2 is Grookey Community Day. This is the first major comm day of the year. My thoughts are not bad. I thought it was a great comm day. I mean, Grookey is going to be a very resourceful Pokemon because Gigantamax Rillaboom is the #1 grass type attacker in max battles. And it's a brand new shiny. And of course, with Frenzy Plant, you would think it's going to be a top grass type attacker, but no. We'll have to wait for Shadow Rillaboom to take over Chestnut's shadow form. in the placement. Nega Sceptile will still be the #1 grass type, but still. Yeah, I had a great time playing with this community day. It was amazing getting the shiny monkey and all that stuff. And ladies and gentlemen, in my opinion, the #1 event of January 2026 in Pokemon Go was no close competition, the Shadow Raikou Raid Day. I thought this was a really good raid boss to feature in Shadow Raid Days. Also, what's great about Shadow Raid Days, you can try to find a purifiable hundo after encountering it. So I got a purifiable hundo, purified, Raikou, purified. Did I mention that it was purified? Also, Shadow Raikou is the #2 electric type attacker. So in terms of meta relevant content, that is a good Pokemon to hunt for. And it was around the same time as the Taken Over event. So if you caught a really good Shadow Raikou, you used a TM to forget frustration on the Raikou, and you can be able to have it learn Wild Charge since that's the move set. Honestly, it was a really good one. I noticed it was a lot easier to take down comparing to the Kyurem forms. I mean, we had like 4 or 5 trainers and we still managed to take it down smooth as butter. So like, it was a good event in my opinion. We had some hits and we had some misses. So I would say overall, the month of January in Pokemon Go was kind of decent. Not a lot of in-game events were like the big hitters this month. We had some awesome Pokemon Go debuts, to be honest with you. I saw some unexpected shiny debuts, like Fido, did not see that coming. I thought there was some really good stuff. Delmise was my favorite shiny of the month that was debuting, and it was awesome. So yeah, it was a good month, but I think February might be better. And we have some content that we're gonna post this upcoming month. So make sure once again you subscribe and hit the bell. Thank you so much for watching today's video. We will see you guys next time. Peace out.